What?
Oh, here I am. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, welcome back, folks, to Sports Talk. This is Alex. I'm Felix. This is week 12 in the NFL. We're going to do our picks today. Sorry about the interruption as we were trying to film right now. But uh so we had a
Oh
couple of
boy.
things that happened in this week. Giants quarterback, uh, Aaron Rodgers with the Jets, coaches, just all kinds of stuff. So, Alex, why don't you kick us off with your thoughts on these events that took place around the NFL?
Yeah, yeah, big. Who cut me for the new the young out before before he left? He got bad on Monday after after coming out of the bye and then and then okay he got bad. Can I talk about his foot the Monday? Breaking news out coming from you or at the young out. What a big news that the company remember they got up there you were paying a big contract today when you so this right now help them because they got pay him without a quarterback. He got they got pay him. So you were saying I don't know what happened to your team. Um I
Well,
believe
it's the same thing,
I believe
it's the same thing as far as what we see with the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones is passionate about his team, so he's a hands-on type of guy. It's the same thing with the New York Giants owner. Obviously, these were really poor decisions from the front office from the start. I called this,
yeah
before the season even started,
that that is
and
I remember
this was just really bad. I mean, Barkley went to
there you
the
go.
Eagles. He's contributed
Mm,
tremendously for their organization, which he would have been better off in New York. But the New York Giants organization just have been, to me, just taking the money of their fans. And their tickets aren't cheap. It's one of the oldest franchises in the NFL. To go to a Giants game, it's expensive. And so, you're a season ticket holder there, you're spending quite a bit of money. And, you got people in the front office making horrible decisions and not really trying to build something. And that's the problem. And you have a coach that you bring in, right? And he's trying to build something, and you're not giving him the tools or the weapons that he needs when he needs them during the draft. And then you're making poor decisions with the wallet, which then makes that even harder because if you're spending money where you shouldn't be spending money, then you can't pay the new players when they come. And so it's just awful. And the New York Jets have always been that franchise. Always. They've always had tons of money. They spend well, they bring in big name people, and it never adds up to anything because they don't build anything. The closest they had of building that franchise and making it a consistent competitor was when Rex Ryan was there.
um yeah so you caught it but everyone else completely we talk about that here but everyone we talk about in the draft that thing uh, no I think that it that um come out of the nothing draft to draft for about the year worth of money gone. Um,
Well,
but
they're going to save themselves about 20 million
they
by cutting him now.
they
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 uh,
literally owe him approximately about 10 million. Now, a lot of teams right now, because the season is ongoing,
yeah.
that's going to be kind of steep for another team to pay that. But if I had to guess, there are a couple of teams that have the wallet. Like I told you, there are some franchises that have the money. Jerry Jones is one of them. He could do it, and to despite the New York Giants before their next matchup on Thanksgiving, and have Daniel Jones come and play, that would be, an exciting story, a revenge match, or he could go to a couple other places, that are hurting for a quarterback. Now, look, um, there ain't hard to measure quarterbacks before they really get on your field when you draft somebody, because the average, when you talk about great quarterbacks that play in this league, they're consistent and they average a certain amount of yardage per season, right? They average a certain amount of touchdowns per season. And if your guy isn't living up to that, then he's not the guy for your future of your franchise. You're trying to compete, and that's what you need. The idea that you can just have a manager to manage the team. No, you need a quarterback that is hungry, that is determined, and is going to be consistent week in and week out.
Yeah, that really true. And no, here is a commenting here might go. Coupling in the more before Thanksgiving and the Thanksgiving coming up. Number two, he might go to the Jacksonville, the Pigeon.
Mm.
He might go to um he might go to Groningen. He pick up the thought I got down. He, he might Randy Brown
Or the Panthers.
or the Panther or the Patriot, or but me, the team up the need a quarterback that hopefully so he could right
Yeah,
now.
but Daniel Jones isn't like, um he needs to be in the right system, a
Yeah,
system that he's
but
familiar with and that he plays with. Because I always tell you this: when you take the right quarterback and they get with the right coach, all the things that they do wrong at other organizations go away, and then they become outstanding quarterbacks. So it always takes the right coach that sees the potential in that player, and then that player ends up being elevated to the player that they could be and they thought they were going to be. And so we've seen this throughout time in NFL, and so it does matter where he does go. About his career and playing football, and he's passionate about it, he needs to make sure he invests and go to a team that is willing to invest in him.
okay, so let's move on to the Jet. Um, a couple weeks ago, before I got home, uh, not this week, before the GM. The
Right.
GM I had home call, could have not yet looking for another GM I had home again.
Yes, but this is very important that they, again, I take it back to Belichick and the Patriots. They built something there. They didn't just do a one season thing and then win a championship, and then next year they were broken down, and they had to replace every player, and they were consistent. And that comes from building a good program, right, at an organization. And if you look at college football, it's the same. Certain schools perform every single year, every year. So why is that? Because certain schools have a program there and they build a foundation, and that's what's expected of those kids when they get on the field. Well, it's the same thing. NFL is the pro side. And a long time ago, the Giants used to be an organization. It really meant something to play there, just like with the 49ers. It meant something to play there. It was classy, it was respectful. There was, certain things you wasn't treated the same way if you went to, let's say, to Minnesota or someplace else. That is gone. That has not been there. And when people used to go there and interview, they would always tell their story how it was when they first showed up at the Giants organization, when they were coming here as a free agent to interview to try to get a job there. But the Jets, if they really want that franchise to be a competitive franchise in that division, and that's not hard to do. It's not like you got a crazy hard division. Um, you need to build something.
Okay, we're not jumping into our pit.
Okay. So
Okay, we could,
yes.
yeah.
And so the first 1 o'clock game of the day is a division rival, and it's between the Cowboys and the Commanders. Oh, speaking of which, before we say anything, there's rumors that the Commanders may be wanting to bring back their old logo. We have to wait and see. Look, it's a possibility. I think they have regrets
Yeah,
of making the
yeah,
change, but it is what it is.
that is. So
Oh yes.
that we got you meet me, then meet. I know, or who know, can't believe come at the happening that I have at that quarterback put on without that guy. Well, how you put that? The key put the game what over can't wait after the game you got me. It's a game, but not even a game. You got that can have the can't wait on me and you get time. They get team that that is that do without that we get you now with um what so give me what over the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Commanders as well over the Cowboys, and then what makes matters worse, it's such a short week because then Thursday
Yeah.
they're playing the New York Giants, so they're playing two division rivals. But I'm not worried about the Giants because the Giants have not beat the Cowboys in like 16 or 18 straight games. So chances are Cowboys will split this week. They'll probably lose to Washington because Washington seems to be a very for real team, and then probably get a victory over the New York Giants. But let's see. Next game up is Titans and Texans.
Um yeah yeah bombing over for the top and for the top and they gotta be careful because I hear the cool or behind them. So give me you so the game.
I will also pick Houston here. This is a division rival. And so Houston knows that if they take their foot off the gas, one of their other division competitors there will actually creep up on them. They do it every year. So that division always gets tight towards the end of the season. Chiefs, Panthers. This is obvious. I'll take the
Oh
Chiefs.
boy, uh, give me the football can't over
Yeah,
the
I can't see the Chiefs losing two
yeah.
back to back. I mean, although it's possible because it is the NFL, but I mean, yeah, that would be like a punch in the gut. They just lost to the Bills, um, and we call that too. The only team I told you in the AFC that might be able to challenge them is the Bills. We'll see what happens when they get to the playoffs. Okay, Patriots, Dolphins, another division rival.
Again, both teams do not have to get a bill or take it that to off. Yeah. You know what? Give me the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins will win this game.
I will also take the Dolphins. So, did you read my list today? It's like our picks are very similar.
Uh,
Anyway,
uh, uh,
next, the next, the next game up is Lions Colts. I'm taking Detroit.
I I think Detroit. I believe Detroit will put the Colts out.
Um, all right, Giants, Bucks. And I'm gonna just be honest with you. Regardless of the Giants struggling, they could have the best team in the world right now. They always struggle against the Bucks. Always have since the Bucks entered the NFL. I'm gonna take the Bucks over them, not just because the Giants got their own worries and woes and trouble, but just because of history. These teams, they just don't. They never match up well.
The time to read of the game of the year. So um the time to read of it. It got to 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 put on a pizza or not. So yeah, I'll really so give me a bucket year of a
Yeah. Um. Okay, last 1 o'clock game of the day. Vikings, Bears, another division rival. We know the Bears have been going through some identity problems. I feel bad for them because they started off well, but then they look like the wheels are coming off. They seem to be panicking instead of keeping their foot on the gas.
yeah, and yeah, you are coming out of the bit. Yeah, couple of weeks ago, the bit the I don't know what the bit. The thought got the call. The bit is trying um to go get it off the corner. Uh, the it's off the corner. The so um yeah, I want it. Man, so you have to get up. That help me. The pack almost almost the bit what that game you know what
They couldn't close it.
they get called it's back. It's trying now. What everything at what the last one game. So that so give me a gonna be good. Give me the bill. I believe the bill will be coming back. Just completely got it.
I'm gonna pick the Vikings here. I'm gonna be safe. Pick them. The Vikings are competing for a little bit more at this point. Not taking nothing away from the Bears. I think they will get it together. I think they're heading in the right direction, but they just got to slow down and be a little bit patient because it will come. You got your quarterback now. You're putting the right players there. Just keep building, and it will be consistent for you year in and year out. Um, First 4 o'clock game, Broncos Raiders, another division rival.
Yeah, the Bucko are really good. Um, they are competing with with LA Chargers and they are competing with the Kansas City. I like that for the Broncos. Um, yeah, uh, the Broncos are looking for a put up my first time the pyramid pyramid and they let me go Super Bowl that I got time that would be the Broncos make it is in the put off um that almost 10 years ago. Um, yeah, give me the Broncos. I believe the Broncos would get it done. Yeah.
I will also pick the Broncos here. Obviously, it's a division rival, so anything can really go down. But Sean Payton kind of got the Broncos on track. Next 4 o'clock game is Cardinals Seattle, another division rival. Cardinals is on top of their division right now
Yeah.
with the Rams and the Seahawks and the 49ers trailing them. So
Look, for me, I was with the part about the Cardinal. That is the Cardinal is part of it. For me, the worst team of that is, but this turn around so quick. Yeah, the handful is from Eagle Coast. I need to happen for Eagle Coast. With the Eagle Coast. That is a good factor with the from the team. Uh, yeah, give me the Cardinal, I break the Cardinal at least. Cut it in, go out to that, and
I am going to take Seattle. I think Geno Smith and him gets it done. Okay, next up, in the last 4 o'clock game, is the 49ers and Packers. That seems
I
to
will,
be always a very entertaining game between those two.
the so, the, I this time around. Um, for the guy, got injury. Back, point is gonna be out. Kid is gonna be out for this game. You know what? Game is gonna be the Packer. I believe the Packer is looking, looking for Detroit. And number two, the Rockets. There, the Packer is there for a playoff spot. So give me the Packer. I don't think the fucking it around a good team. They are we
A lot, yeah.
and remember every time Papa with the Super Bowl, the team fell fell a couple years. So we see with the Beckham, we see with the Forgotten, we see with Broncos, we see with the Eagles. So yeah, yeah, they got the part. Give me the Packers over the Forgotten.
I will take the 49ers over the Packers. I think somehow, some way, they will slow the game down and um, they'll sneak out a really close win against the Packers. Um, and tonight's game is you guys, Eagles versus the Rams, which has always been a nemesis for the Eagles, as well as the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Commanders. For some reason, when the Rams play that division, all four of those teams have always had trouble playing against them. So I'm going to go with the Eagles. I think the Eagles with Barkley will pull this off.
Yeah, yeah, thing of the part for me, I gotta pick a uh, and the ego we have right now looking for Detroit. Is Detroit today? The ego will be will be they're behind with Detroit, but I believe the ego fan will feel more relieved that we are happy to get back against Detroit. Um, for that, you need to eat those to look around. How about Monday Night Football?
Okay, Monday Night Football is the hardball game.
Oh, the
You and
hardball
I
game.
talked. We talked
Yeah.
about this. These two brothers are going against each other once again. California team versus the East and West Coast battle right here. Ravens, Chargers. So, who you got? Older brother, young brother?
Uh, uh, quick, quick, quick. He's here, and that time, from the up, well, it got the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Um, yeah, give me hot ball. I believe this, this Charlie team They're looking for captaincy. They're looking for captaincy. So give me a over the hot ball. Football will even give me the LA and give me hot ball have a two.
Okay. I'm also going to go with the Chargers, which then means the Ravens would have had back-to-back losses after that loss against the Steelers. So, um, look, uh, the Ravens is one of the best teams right now in the league. Um, I think they're going to underestimate the Chargers and the discipline that Hardball brings to the table. I'm pretty sure the two brothers know each other pretty well,
Yeah,
but their coaching style is completely different.
yeah,
And so, to be honest with you, I think Chargers will somehow get this victory. Now they may meet up again in the playoffs, and that might
yeah,
be a different story. But right now, Monday Night Football, I think it's going to be entertaining to see these two brothers because you know what? When they both were in the league the last time and he was with the 49ers, they played each other at least one game during the regular season. And then who would ever thought that you would have had those two teams meet up in the Super Bowl? It's never happened before in NFL history. And so that can't happen this time because obviously in the
yeah,
Eastern Conference, only one of them can go to the Super Bowl if it comes down to them being in the AFC Championship game. But to be honest with you, let's see what the Chargers can do on Monday night. So we're gonna leave it there, folks. Um, I think we covered all bases, and
yeah.
we're gonna get into Week 13 next week. Um,
Thanksgiving,
and
that ain't a
obviously,
Thanksgiving week.
Thanksgiving, you have 3 games, folks. Three
Yeah,
games.
again,
You have the
uh,
Bears and Lions, right? Because the Lions play every Thanksgiving.
yeah,
And you have New York and Cowboys,
yeah,
right?
the
Which the
cup bottle,
Cowboys play every Thanksgiving.
yeah,
And then you have your one special game, which is Packers and Dolphins playing, and that's going to be the 8 o'clock game. So your first game is always the Lions every Thanksgiving, and then the
pork
Cowboys
talk,
later in the day,
as a
and
if
then
and
Packers and Dolphins at 8 o'clock.
so yeah, that ain't a Thanksgiving week. Three games or 30, 30 morning, 30 afternoon, and 30 night football. We also have a lot of games on Sunday and even Monday night football. Heck, but it almost
Over.
as a
Yeah, this
football.
season. Yeah, this season almost over again. Um, so maybe we'll do a Thanksgiving special
Yeah,
and call these 3 games. So, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
how does that give it?
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.